Hi there. You're listening to English Podcast for Beginners, your friendly guide to learning English step by step. Let's learn, practice, and grow together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our English Shadowing Podcast for Beginners. I'm your host, Jennifer. I'm so glad you're here today, ready to listen, learn, and practice English together. In this episode, we're going to talk about talking about your day. This is one of the most useful topics in English conversation. You can use it when you meet friends, when you write in your journal, or when you practice small talk. It helps you describe your experiences clearly and naturally. When we talk about our day, we usually describe what happened from morning until night. We can talk about what we did, how we felt, who we met, and what we thought about. For beginners, it's okay to keep it simple. You don't need difficult vocabulary to express your day. You just need to be clear and natural. Let's start by imagining it's evening, and someone asks you, "How was your day?" You can answer in different ways, depending on what happened. For example, "My day was good. It was okay. It was a little busy. I had a great day. It was a bit tiring, but I'm fine now." You can also add a short reason. "My day was good because I finished my work early. It was busy because I had many meetings. It was fun because I met my friends. It was tiring because I didn't sleep well last night." These small details make your answer sound more natural and personal. Now, when you talk about your day, it usually helps to describe it in order, from morning to night. For example, you can start like this. "In the morning, I woke up early and made breakfast. Then I went to work. I had a meeting before lunch. In the afternoon, I finished a report and sent some emails. After work, I went to the gym, and in the evening, I cooked dinner and watched a movie." That's a simple, natural way to describe your day in English. Notice how I use time words. In the morning, then, after that, in the afternoon, in the evening. These help listeners follow your story as you can also include your feelings. For example, "In the morning I felt sleepy because I stayed up late. But after I had coffee, I felt better. Work was a little stressful, but I was happy to finish everything on time. In the evening, I felt relaxed when I listened to music." Adding feelings makes your story more interesting and human. It helps people connect with you emotionally. Let's go step by step through a simple daily description. You can imagine you're telling someone about your day right now. So, let's begin. "When I woke up this morning, the weather was nice. I opened my window and felt a cool breeze. I took a deep breath and said to myself, 'Today will be a good day.' Then, I made my bed and went to brush my teeth. After that, I had breakfast. Just something simple, like toast and a cup of tea. While I ate, I listened to a short English podcast to warm up my mind for the day. After breakfast, I got ready for work. I put on comfortable clothes and checked my to-do list for the day. When I arrived at work, I started with a few emails and a short meeting with my team. The morning went by quickly because I was focused on my tasks. Around noon, I had lunch. I went to a small cafe nearby and ordered a sandwich and coffee. The cafe was quiet, and I liked the calm atmosphere. I spent some time just relaxing and enjoying the food before going back to work. In the afternoon, I worked on a project that needed a lot of attention. It wasn't easy, but I felt good when I finished it. I like that feeling of completing something important. It gives me energy and motivation. After work, I went for a short walk outside. The air felt fresh, and it helped me clear my mind. Walking after work is one of my favorite habits. It helps me separate my work time from my personal time. When I came home, I prepared dinner. I cooked some rice and vegetables, something simple but healthy. Then I sat down to eat while watching a short show. It was nice to relax after a long day. After dinner, I cleaned up the kitchen and took a shower. The warm water felt so good after a busy day. Then I put on comfortable clothes and sat down with a cup of tea. I thought about what I did today and what I want to do tomorrow. Talking about your day like this helps you review your English vocabulary and grammar naturally. You use verbs like wake up, eat, go, work, cook, clean, relax, all simple but useful actions. The more you practice describing your day, the easier it becomes to speak about any topic in English. You can start small. Even if you say just a few sentences each night, that's good practice. For example, today was busy. I worked all day and went shopping in the evening. I'm tired but happy. That's already a full and natural summary. You can always add more details as you get comfortable. After talking about morning routines, now let's move to the next part of the day. What usually happens after the morning? Once you finish breakfast and get ready, your day starts to become more active. You might go to work, attend school, study at home, or take care of other responsibilities. Talking about your day in English helps you describe your schedule, share your experiences, and connect with people in daily conversations. For example, you can say, I start work at 9 o'clock, or I have my first class at 8:30. These are simple, clear ways to talk about your schedule. You can also describe your actions with time words, like in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. For instance, in the morning, I study English, or in the afternoon, I go for a walk. Using these time expressions makes your speech sound natural and organized. Now, let's add some details. Instead of just saying, I go to work, you can say, I go to work by bus, or I walk to my office. Instead of saying, I study, you can say, I study English online after lunch. Adding details makes your speaking more interesting and gives listeners a clearer picture of your day. You can also describe what you usually do versus what you sometimes do. For example, I usually take a break at 3, or sometimes I meet my friends for coffee after work. Words like usually, sometimes, and always help describe how often you do something. They are called frequency adverbs, and they are very useful when talking about your day. Let's try a few more examples. I always drink water before breakfast. I usually have lunch at noon. I sometimes watch TV after dinner. I rarely go out during the week. These sentences are short and natural, perfect for everyday English practice. After the main part of the day, many people have a short rest or break. You can say, I take a short nap, or I relax for a while before continuing my work. Then the day continues with more activities, like meetings, studying, housework, or hobbies. Describing these moments helps you practice new verbs, such as finish, clean, exercise, cook, or read. If you want to sound more natural, you can combine actions. For example, I listen to music while cleaning the house, or I watch videos while eating lunch. These sentences use the word while to show that two actions happen at the same time. It's a great way to expand your speaking ability and describe your day more smoothly. So, when someone asks, what do you do during the day? Or how was your day today? You can now answer with more confidence. You can say, today was busy. I went to work, had a meeting, and studied English in the afternoon. Or my day was quiet. I stayed home, cleaned my room, and watched a movie. Both answers are natural and easy for beginners to use in real conversations. As the afternoon ends and the evening begins, the rhythm of your day usually starts to slow down. This is the time when many people finish work, come home from school, or take a break after studying. When talking about this part of your day, you can use expressions like, I finish work at 6, or I get home around 7. These sentences help describe when your active day turns into your relaxing time. After you arrive home, you might do different activities depending on your lifestyle. For example, you can say, I take a shower, I change my clothes, or I rest for a while. These small daily actions are great for English practice because they are easy to understand and use in many contexts. You can also talk about how you feel during this time. For instance, I feel tired after work, or I feel relaxed when I listen to music in the evening. Describing emotions adds more depth to your storytelling. Evenings are also a common time for dinner, family time, or hobbies. You can say, I have dinner with my family, or I cook something simple for dinner. Some people like to add details, like I usually cook rice and vegetables, or I sometimes order food when I'm too tired to cook. You can also mention your hobbies, I like to read books. I play video games, or I watch TV shows. These are everyday activities that make your English sound natural and connected to real life. If you study English at night, you can say, I study English before going to bed. Or if you relax, you can say, I listen to podcasts in the evening, or I watch English videos on YouTube. Adding the reason makes your sentence stronger. I watch English videos to improve my listening skills. This helps you connect your daily actions with your learning goals. When describing the end of your day, it's also useful to talk about time expressions like after dinner, at night, or before bed. For example, after dinner, I wash the dishes. At night, I write in my journal, or before bed, I brush my teeth. These are small but powerful structures for describing your evening habits. If you want to make your storytelling smoother, connect your sentences naturally. For example, after I get home, I take a shower. Then I eat dinner with my family. After that, I relax and watch a movie before going to bed. Using connectors like after, then, and before makes your sentences flow together. Remember, when you talk about your day, you don't need to make it sound perfect. You can share simple routines, what you do, when you do it, and how you feel. That's enough to make your English practice useful and authentic. The goal is to speak naturally, not formally. At the end of the day, everyone has their own way to unwind and prepare for rest. This part of your day is peaceful and usually slower. You can describe it using calm, simple sentences like, I get ready for bed, or I relax before sleeping. For example, you can say, I turn off my phone, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, or I read a book before bed. These are all common actions that happen at night, and they are great vocabulary to practice in daily conversations. Some people like to have a night routine to help them sleep better. You can say, I make a cup of tea before bed, or I listen to soft music to relax. Others might prefer journaling, meditating, or simply lying down quietly. Describing these actions not only helps you learn useful English expressions, but also helps you reflect on your personal habits. You can also express feelings about this time of day. For instance, I feel tired but satisfied after a long day, or I feel peaceful when I turn off the lights. These sentences use emotional vocabulary, which makes your English more expressive and meaningful. You're not just describing what you do, you're describing how it feels. When you talk about your day from beginning to end, it becomes a full story. You start with waking up, you go through your activities, and you end with your bedtime routine. To make this story sound natural in English, use the simple present tense for general routines. I wake up, I go to work, I eat dinner. But if you're talking about a specific day, you can use the past tense. I woke up, I went to work, I ate dinner. Both are important to practice because they help you speak about habits and past experiences. Here's an example of a full story using simple present tense. I wake up at 7. I take a shower and eat breakfast. Then I go to work at 9. I work until 5 and come home in the evening. After dinner, I watch TV and read a book. I go to bed at 10. And here's the same story in past tense. I woke up at 7. I took a shower and ate breakfast. Then I went to work at 9. I worked until 5 and came home in the evening. After dinner, I watched TV and read a book. I went to bed at 10. Practicing both helps you feel confident in conversations when you need to. Describe what you do every day or what you did yesterday. It's also helpful to learn transition words to make your storytelling smoother. Words like first, next, after that, and finally. For example, first I wake up and take a shower. Next, I eat breakfast. After that, I go to school. Finally, I come home and rest. This kind of structure gives your story a clear and logical flow, which is easy for listeners to follow. Every person's day is different, and that's what makes describing your daily life interesting. When you talk about your day, you can include small details that make your story sound more personal and natural. For example, instead of just saying, I drink coffee, you can say, I drink a cup of black coffee while checking my messages in the morning. This small addition shows more about your habits and daily rhythm. You can also describe how your environment looks or feels during your day. For example, the street is quiet when I walk to work, or the classroom is busy in the morning. These small descriptions bring your sentences to life and make them sound more real. Even simple adjectives like quiet, busy, bright, or cold can make your speaking more colorful. Another way to make your description better is by talking about time in order. You can say, I start my day at 7, I finish my homework at 9, or I go to bed around 11. These phrases help your listener follow your timeline easily. You can also use words like early, late, around, or usually to make your sentences more flexible. For example, I usually wake up early, or I go to bed around 10:30. It's also helpful to include what you enjoy or don't enjoy doing in your day. You can say, I enjoy walking to work because it helps me think, or I don't like waking up early on Mondays. These opinions make your sentences more natural, just like real conversation. You're not just listing activities, you're expressing your feelings about them. Let's try combining everything together in a short example. I usually wake up at 7 and make a cup of coffee. The house is quiet in the morning, and I enjoy that moment. After breakfast, I go to work. The office is busy, but I like talking with my coworkers. I come home around 6, cook dinner, and relax by watching a movie. I usually go to bed at 10:30. See how this sounds natural and complete? It's a full description of one day, from morning to night, with simple but clear details. That's exactly how you can talk about your day in English, especially as a beginner. Another great way to practice is by comparing days. You can say, on weekdays, I work and study. On weekends, I relax and spend time with my friends. This helps you practice using the days of the week and talk about your routine in a more flexible way. For instance, on Monday, I'm usually very busy, or on Sunday, I wake up late and enjoy a slow morning. You can also describe differences between today and yesterday. Today I'm studying English, or yesterday I went to the market. These kinds of sentences show you how to use different tenses naturally in conversation. As you practice, remember to focus on speaking slowly and clearly. You don't need to rush. When you describe your day in English, think of it as telling your own story, one that repeats every day, but always has small differences that make it yours. Now, let's practice together through shadowing. I'll speak slowly and clearly, and you can repeat after me. Try to focus on the rhythm, pronunciation, and intonation. Ready? Let's begin. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I get out of bed and stretch my body. I get out of bed and stretch my body. Then, I go to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. Then, I go to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. After that, I make my bed and open the window to let in some fresh air. After that, I make my bed and open the window to let in some fresh air. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast. I usually eat eggs, bread, and drink a cup of coffee. I usually eat eggs, bread, and drink a cup of coffee. While eating, I sometimes listen to music or check my phone. While eating, I sometimes listen to music or check my phone. After breakfast, I get dressed and get ready for the day. After breakfast, I get dressed and get ready for the day. I start work at 9 o'clock. I start work at 9 o'clock. I work on my computer, answer emails, and have online meetings. I work on my computer, answer emails, and have online meetings. I usually take a short break in the morning to drink water or stretch. I usually take a short break in the morning to drink water or stretch. At noon, I have lunch. At noon, I have lunch. I like to eat something simple, like rice and vegetables. I like to eat something simple, like rice and vegetables. After lunch, I continue working or studying until the afternoon. After lunch, I continue working or studying until the afternoon. When I finish my work, I take a short walk outside. When I finish my work, I take a short walk outside. Walking helps me relax and clear my mind. Walking helps me relax and clear my mind. In the evening, I come home and take a shower. In the evening, I come home and take a shower. Then, I prepare dinner and eat while watching a show. Then, I prepare dinner and eat while watching a show. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and do a little housework. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and do a little housework. Later, I study English for about 30 minutes. Later, I study English for about 30 minutes. I listen to podcasts or practice shadowing to improve my speaking. I listen to podcasts or practice shadowing to improve my speaking. When I feel tired, I relax on the sofa or read a book. When I feel tired, I relax on the sofa or read a book. Before bed, I brush my teeth and wash my face again. Before bed, I brush my teeth and wash my face again. I set my alarm and turn off the lights. I set my alarm and turn off the lights. I close my eyes and try to think about good things before sleeping. I close my eyes and try to think about good things before sleeping. I usually go to bed around 10:30. I usually go to bed around 10:30. Now, let's try again, but this time with smoother rhythm and more natural flow. Follow my voice and keep your tone relaxed. I wake up at 7. I wake up at 7. I usually go to bed around 10:30. I usually go to bed around 10:30. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and make breakfast. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and make breakfast. I go to work and spend my day doing my tasks. I go to work and spend my day doing my tasks. I come home in the evening, take a shower, and eat dinner. I come home in the evening, take a shower, and eat dinner. I relax, read a book, and go to bed at 10:30. I relax, read a book, and go to bed at 10:30. Good. Keep practicing this rhythm until it feels natural. The goal is to sound smooth and confident, not fast. Shadowing daily routine sentences like these helps you train your mouth and brain to think in English naturally. Let's keep going with more shadowing practice. Remember, just listen carefully and repeat after me, keeping your tone calm and natural. Try to follow the same rhythm and stress patterns I use. I usually wake up early because I like to start my day with quiet time. I usually wake up early because I like to start my day with quiet time. After I get up, I open the curtains and let the sunlight in. After I get up, I open the curtains and let the sunlight in. The room feels warm and bright, and it helps me feel ready for the day. The room feels warm and bright, and it helps me feel ready for the day. I make a cup of coffee and sit by the window. I make a cup of coffee and sit by the window. Sometimes, I write in my journal or plan what I want to do. Sometimes, I write in my journal or plan what I want to do. I check my schedule and make a small to-do list. I check my schedule and make a small to-do list. Then, I take a shower and get dressed. Then, I take a shower and get dressed. I usually wear something comfortable if I work from home. I usually wear something comfortable if I work from home. At 9 o'clock, I start my work or study session. At 9 o'clock, I start my work or study session. I read emails, watch lessons, and write notes in English. I read emails, watch lessons, and write notes in English. Every hour, I take a short break to stretch or walk around. Every hour, I take a short break to stretch or walk around. When I feel hungry, I prepare a light lunch. When I feel hungry, I prepare a light lunch. I often eat rice, vegetables, and chicken. I often eat rice, vegetables, and chicken. After lunch, I clean the table and wash the dishes. After lunch, I clean the table and wash the dishes. Then, I go back to work or continue studying English. Then, I go back to work or continue studying English. In the afternoon, I like to review what I've learned. In the afternoon, I like to review what I've learned. I listen to English audio or practice speaking sentences out loud. I listen to English audio or practice speaking sentences out loud. Sometimes I feel tired, so I take a 15-minute nap. Sometimes I feel tired, so I take a 15-minute nap. After resting, I drink some water and continue my work with more energy. After resting, I drink some water and continue my work with more energy. When the sun starts to set, I finish my work and relax. When the sun starts to set, I finish my work and relax. I stretch, listen to music, or take a short walk outside. I stretch, listen to music, or take a short walk outside. In the evening, I prepare dinner and set the table. In the evening, I prepare dinner and set the table. I enjoy eating while watching something light on TV. I enjoy eating while watching something light on TV. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen and organize my things. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen and organize my things. I like to keep my space tidy before I go to bed. I like to keep my space tidy before I go to bed. Later, I take a shower and put on my pajamas. Later, I take a shower and put on my pajamas. I sit on my bed and spend a few minutes reading or checking my phone. I sit on my bed and spend a few minutes reading or checking my phone. Then, I turn off the lights and close my eyes. Then, I turn off the lights and close my eyes. I try to think about something positive before sleeping. I try to think about something positive before sleeping. I usually fall asleep around 10:30 or 11. I usually fall asleep around 10:30 or 11. Good job. These sentences describe a full day, from morning to night. Keep shadowing them slowly until you feel comfortable. Focus on how each sentence connects naturally to the next. Let's keep practicing together. Continue shadowing after me, and focus on your pronunciation and rhythm. Don't rush, just follow my pace and feel how natural English sounds in daily conversation. Sometimes, I wake up a little later when I don't have work. Sometimes, I wake up a little later when I don't have work. On weekends, I like to stay in bed for a few more minutes. On weekends, I like to stay in bed for a few more minutes. I check my phone, scroll through messages, and read the news. I check my phone, scroll through messages, and read the news. Then, I slowly get up and make breakfast. Then, I slowly get up and make breakfast. I often cook pancakes or toast and drink orange juice. I often cook pancakes or toast and drink orange juice. I enjoy eating slowly while watching something on YouTube. I enjoy eating slowly while watching something on YouTube. After breakfast, I do some light exercise. After breakfast, I do some light exercise. I stretch my body or go for a walk in the park. I stretch my body or go for a walk in the park. The fresh air helps me feel more awake. The fresh air helps me feel more awake. Then, I take a shower and get dressed. Then, I take a shower and get dressed. Sometimes, I go out to do errands like shopping or visiting a friend. Sometimes, I go out to do errands like shopping or visiting a friend. If I stay home, I like to clean my room and do laundry. If I stay home, I like to clean my room and do laundry. Keeping my space clean helps me focus better. Keeping my space clean helps me focus better. I repeat new words and try to use them in sentences. I repeat new words and try to use them in sentences. Sometimes, I listen to English podcasts while doing chores. Sometimes, I listen to English podcasts while doing chores. It's a good way to practice listening without getting bored. It's a good way to practice listening without getting bored. When I feel hungry, I make lunch. When I feel hungry, I make lunch. I usually eat noodles, rice, or something simple. I usually eat noodles, rice, or something simple. After lunch, I relaxed for a while. After lunch, I relaxed for a while. I might listen to music, read a book, or take a nap. I might listen to music, read a book, or take a nap. Later in the day, I like to go outside again if the weather is nice. Later in the day, I like to go outside again if the weather is nice. I walk around my neighborhood or visit a small cafe. I walk around my neighborhood or visit a small cafe. I enjoy sitting there quietly with a drink and thinking about my day. I enjoy sitting there quietly with a drink and thinking about my day. In the evening, I come home and cook dinner. In the evening, I come home and cook dinner. Sometimes I cook pasta, or sometimes I just order food. Sometimes I cook pasta, or sometimes I just order food. After eating, I clean up the kitchen and take a warm shower. After eating, I clean up the kitchen and take a warm shower. Then, I sit on the sofa and watch my favorite show. Then, I sit on the sofa and watch my favorite show. I like this part of the day because it feels calm and peaceful. I like this part of the day because it feels calm and peaceful. Before bed, I check my messages and set my alarm. Before bed, I check my messages and set my alarm. I drink a glass of water and turn off the lights. I drink a glass of water and turn off the lights. I close my eyes and think about what I want to do tomorrow. I close my eyes and think about what I want to do tomorrow. I feel thankful for the simple moments in my day. I feel thankful for the simple moments in my day. Every day might look similar, but it always feels a little different. Every day might look similar, but it always feels a little different. Good. Keep shadowing these sentences slowly until they sound natural in your voice. You're not only practicing words, you're training your mind to think in English. Now let's pause the shadowing and just talk naturally again. When you describe your day in English, you can make it sound more personal by adding your thoughts, reasons, and small details. For example, instead of just saying, I go for a walk, you can say, I go for a walk in the evening because it helps me relax after a busy day. This small change makes your speaking more meaningful and natural. You can also share how your day changes depending on your mood or situation. For example, when I'm busy, I skip my morning exercise, or when I have free time, I like to cook something special. These patterns help you express flexibility in your routine, something native speakers do all the time in casual conversation. It's also useful to talk about your feelings throughout the day. You can say, I feel sleepy in the morning, I feel focused in the afternoon, or I feel calm at night. Using feeling words helps your listener understand not just what you do, but also how your day feels emotionally. You can describe your energy too. I usually feel energetic after breakfast, or I feel tired after work. These are simple, natural phrases that make your daily story sound alive. Sometimes, you might also want to describe things that don't go as planned. You can say, my morning didn't go well because I woke up late, or I forgot my umbrella, so I got wet in the rain. Adding small real-life details like this helps you practice everyday expressions and make your English more flexible. It's also good practice to use linking words like because, so, but, and then. For example, I was tired, so I took a nap. I wanted to study, but I didn't have time. I finished my work, then I watched a movie. These connections make your sentences flow naturally, just like a real story. Another way to make your speaking better is by comparing days. For instance, my weekdays are busy, but my weekends are quiet. Or, on weekdays, I work. On weekends, I relax. You can also add differences, like on Monday, I wake up early. On Sunday, I sleep in. This helps you practice time expressions and show contrast in your speech. You can even talk about goals or changes you want to make in your daily life. For example, I want to wake up earlier, or I'm trying to eat breakfast every day. These kinds of sentences show progress and motivation, and they're great for English practice because they sound natural and real. When you describe your day, remember, it's not about making it sound perfect, it's about making it sound real. The best English practice happens when you connect language to your real experiences. After finishing my dinner, I usually take a little time to relax. Sometimes I lie on the sofa, scrolling through my phone or reading a short article online. Other times, I just sit quietly and listen to some soft music. It helps me unwind after a long day. When the weather is nice, I like to open the window and let the fresh air in. It makes me feel calm and refreshed. Around 8 or 9 p.m., I often do something productive but light, like planning for tomorrow, checking my schedule, or writing a short reflection about how my day went. I like writing because it helps me understand my thoughts better and keeps me organized. After that, I prepare for bed. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and change into my pajamas. I also make sure my phone is charging and my alarm is set for the next morning. I try not to use my phone too much before sleeping because I know it can make it harder to fall asleep. Instead, I sometimes stretch or meditate for a few minutes. It clears my mind and helps me sleep peacefully. When I finally go to bed, I think about the good things that happened during the day. Even if my day was busy or stressful, I always try to find at least one thing to be grateful for. Maybe a kind word from a friend, a good meal, or even just the fact that I managed to finish my work. Gratitude makes me end the day on a positive note. Sometimes I also think about what I can do better tomorrow. For example, if I wasted time scrolling on social media or didn't drink enough water, I tell myself I'll improve next time. It's not about being perfect, it's just about trying to live each day a little better than before. Then, I slowly close my eyes, take a deep breath, and let myself rest. I believe that sleep is the time when our body and mind recharge, so I always try to get enough hours of rest. When I wake up the next morning, I want to feel refreshed and ready to start a new day with energy and focus. So that's what a normal day looks like for me. From waking up early, doing my morning routine, working, relaxing, and reflecting, each part of the day helps me stay balanced and positive. Every day may not be perfect, but it's an opportunity to learn, grow, and enjoy the little things. Sometimes, my days are not exactly the same, and that's completely okay. There are mornings when I wake up feeling super motivated, ready to take on the world. But there are also days when I feel tired, and it's a little harder to get out of bed. On those mornings, I remind myself that it's okay to have slow days. I take a few deep breaths, stretch my arms, and start moving, even if I'm not in the best mood. What matters most is showing up, just doing my best for the day ahead. During the day, I also make sure to take breaks. When I'm working or studying for a long time, my mind starts to feel heavy. So, I stand up, walk around the room, or look out the window for a few minutes. These small breaks really help me stay focused and productive. Sometimes I even drink a glass of water or make myself a small snack, just something simple to refresh my energy. In the afternoon, I like to do something that helps me grow. It could be learning something new, listening to a podcast, or practicing English. I think that learning a little bit every day keeps the mind sharp. Even 10 minutes of practice makes a difference if you do it consistently. There are also moments in the day when I check in with myself, asking, how am I feeling right now? Or what do I need? It sounds simple, but being aware of your emotions is important. If I'm feeling stressed, I slow down for a bit. If I'm happy, I try to enjoy it fully. I've learned that being mindful makes every day feel more meaningful. In the evening, when the sky starts to turn orange and the sun begins to set, I like to pause for a moment. It's one of my favorite times of the day, quiet, calm, and beautiful. I often make myself a cup of tea and watch the sky change colors. It reminds me that time passes gently, and no matter how busy life gets, it's good to take a moment to breathe and appreciate where you are. Sometimes, I also call a friend or family member to chat about our day. We share what we did, how we felt, or something funny that happened. Talking with someone you care about makes the day feel lighter and warmer. Even a short conversation can lift your mood and remind you that you're not alone. And that's how a simple day unfolds, from waking up with purpose to ending the night with gratitude. When I think about it, every day may seem ordinary, but within those small moments, there's a quiet kind of beauty. The laughter during lunch, the sound of birds in the morning, the peaceful silence before bed, they all remind me that life doesn't need to be extraordinary to be meaningful. It's about noticing the details, enjoying the rhythm of your routine, and taking care of yourself one day at a time. So, whether your day is busy or calm, remember that it's yours, and you can shape it in a way that feels good for you. Be gentle with yourself, stay curious, and keep finding joy in the little things that make your day brighter. Thank you for listening and spending this time with me. I hope this talk helps you reflect on your own daily routine and inspires you to create a day that feels balanced, peaceful, and full of gratitude. I'll see you in the next episode.